Powell with EDMA's Women Data Professionals, Demystifying Data. And I'm here today on the lovely Upper West Side of Manhattan with Julia Bardmesser. And Julia is a consultant who helps companies bring value to their data, and also an author who recently published a book on the value of data.
Yes.
And so Julia and I have known each other for years, and we were just trying to figure out how we knew each other, and we couldn't. It's been too many years. So we're here to talk about synthetic data today. And Julia, can you explain to me what is synthetic data?
So synthetic data is exactly what it sounds like. It's made-up data. So it's output of a statistical model or data generation that's made to resemble real data. So it's a data set that doesn't occur in real life, that's made to resemble something that does occur in real life.
Okay, so why would I do that?
So originally, before AI craze, where synthetic data played was where you needed to test your programs on multiple data sets, but the real data set that would run in production would have PII, would have security, would have confidential information. And a lot of information security professionals, CISOs, get really, really annoyed when you have social security numbers in the low environments, because generally speaking, low environments are much more open than production environments. At least you hope that production environments are much more locked in. So synthetic data was one of the ways to deal with having data sets to test without exposing your confidential or private data.
Okay, so, but why wouldn't I just use production data?
Of course, production data has social security numbers, for example, or it may have confidential information and you don't want to bring it into the low environment. And the policies, so beyond the fact that you shouldn't do it, usually companies have policies, they have checks. I've had audit on my name because my group has used data in the low environments, and I had to fix that, and we had to either mask, but masking doesn't.
Can I just mask the data?
You can, and very often it does work, but sometimes it creates difficult to deal with data set. So you mask social security number, it doesn't look like social security number anymore, so you can't test whether or not you have high quality social security numbers. So when you do synthetic data, you can produce fake but kind of real social security numbers where you can test your logic on. So now you can't really easily do that with masking. So it's just one of the ways, as everything in programming and often in life, there are many ways to do the same thing.
Okay.
Some are better for some cases, some are better for others.
All right. So it wouldn't be a discussion about data if we didn't talk a little bit about AI.
That's okay. That's fun.
So synthetic data has gotten much more popular with the advent of AI. So can you tell me about the interconnectivity and the interplay between AI and synthetic data?
It's the same problem, only as everything with AI on steroids. So if you have the same information security problem. You do not want to train and test your models and upload your PII information, confidential information. That's one problem, and that's kind of exactly the same as it was. But Gen AI creates a second problem. You don't have enough data. So, for example, if you want to create a model and test a model to identify fraud cases, but you don't have enough fraud cases that have happened. Well, which is a good thing, but you do want your model to be well trained. So you need to create a data that mimics fraud case scenarios. And so you can train your data, and then you can train your model, and then you can actually test your model using, again, synthetic data to see if it's producing real outcomes. Except don't forget to test your model on real data, because there are issues around synthetic data as well. It's not one size fits all, and there are kind of challenges with that as well. So never ever forget to test your models with real life stuff.
Okay, so if I had to create synthetic data, what would you recommend I do to start? Is there some place I should go read about it, or is there some space I can figure out what my first steps are?
There are tons of tools around it. I think searching our favorite search engine or, favorite chatbot, though I would prefer if you need real, like not an opinion, but the fact is actually go to search versus chatbot or ChatGPT or whichever one of them. And basically synthetic data, as you've said, it's a hot topic. There is tons of literature out there. There are also tons of companies that produce synthetic data. A lot of consulting companies in data space actually have the whole practices around creation of synthetic data. So there is a lot of information out there. There is a lot of training. There's a lot of tools, and you do need to understand what's the right model to use to produce your synthetic data given your use case. It's not like one size fits all.
All right. Well, very helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I'm sure I will see you around soon.
You will.